Ladies and gentlemen, the ceremony is about to begin. Please turn off your cell phones or any other electronic devices. Military guests in uniform should remain uncovered for the duration of the ceremony, which should stand at attention during piping, presentation of the colors, and playing of the national anthem. Thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the USS Ohio Blue Change of Command ceremony, in which Captain Micah D. Maxwell will be relieved by Captain Eric Hunter. Today's ceremony is one rich in naval traditions. These include side boys, bells, and piping aboard members of the official party. We would like to acknowledge the presence of our distinguished guests here with us today. Rear Admiral Tilbrook, United States Navy, Commander of Submarine Group 9. Mr. DeHaven, Naval Reactors Representative's Office, Puget Sound. And a special welcome to the distinguished guests, friends, and families of Captain Maxwell and Captain Hunter. Ohio, attention. Guests, please stand for the arrival of the official party and remain standing until the completion of the invocation. Bosun, post to side boys.
Post to side boys, right? Side boys, post. Cover. 2. Left or right, face.
Command Master Chief Compton, arriving. Captain, United States Navy, arriving. Ohio, arriving. Subron 19, arriving. Color guard, parade the colors.
Side boys, left or right, face.
And salute. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem. Color guard, retire the colors. Ready? 2.
Side boys, uncover. 2.
Chaplain Malley will deliver the invocation.
Let us pray. Eternal Father, whose redemption is as vast as the ocean, Master and Commander of the sea and everything in it, by whose Spirit all things are governed, by whose providence all things are ordered, the God of peace and the author of all concord, grant us, we implore you, your heavenly presence and blessing on this day, as Captain Maxwell relinquishes command of Ohio Blue to Captain Hunter. For the privilege of serving under the leadership of such men, we are duty-bound to render thanks. We ask that you surround them with your holy angels, that the evil foe may have no power over them. Continue to bless their endeavors to the end that our submarine force remains the most effective deterrent this world has ever known, and that our nation continue to rest in the security of the world's finest Navy. Amen.
Yes, please be seated. Ohio, take seats. In the U.S. Navy regulations, the responsibility of the commanding officer for his command is absolute. The authority of the commanding officer is commensurate with his responsibility. While he may, at his discretion, and when not contrary to the law or regulations, delegate authority to his subordinates for the execution of details, Such delegation of authority shall in no way relieve the commanding officer of his continued responsibility for the safety, well-being, and efficiency of the entire command. At this time, I'd like to welcome today's guest speaker, Command Master Chief Lateef Compton. Command Master Chief Compton was born in Hartford, Connecticut. He graduated from Bloomfield High School and enlisted in the United States Navy in 1994. He has served as the 16th Com U.S. NAVCENT Com 5th Fleet Command Master Chief, assisting the commander in leading the most dynamic operational fleet. He also served as the first senior enlisted leader for Combined Maritime Forces Bahrain, a joint military assignment working with British partners. Ladies and gentlemen, Master Chief Compton.
Hey, look at this audience out here. What a distinguished looking crowd, and I'll tell you, I'm definitely excited to be here with all of you. I will have to admit, this is probably my first time being around so many submariners. I'm really out of my element, and I'm a little nervous. I'm a little scared. Like, wow, so many of you. And as I'm walking around talking to some of you, and I'm looking at the service stripes on your sleeves, yeah, I'm starting to look old, and I started to cover mine up. But, anyway, we're going to get through this. So, hey, good morning to Admiral, Commodores, Commanders, family and friends, and most importantly, the crew of USS Ohio. Where you at? We're here to represent Ohio Blue. Okay, let me do it. Let me do better. USS Ohio Blue. Where you at? That's what I'm used to. All right, so Captain Maxwell, he trained pretty well. All right. Hey, so what a great day to be here and to say farewell and following seas to a shipmate, a sailor, the captain of the mighty boat. Now, I know the real reason many of you are here today. One, it's the right thing to do when you're told to be here. I got it. And some of you are here to really make sure this guy is leaving. It's official, Captain Hunter is here. So either way, thank you for all coming. Again, I am pleased and honored to be here as your guest speaker and to share in this moment for the Maxwell family. Carmel, Henry, and Marco, all right, hey, thank you, and I appreciate everything that you do. Now, I'm a little bit shocked that you asked me to be your guest speaker. There's a history here, and I'm not going to get too deep into it, but yeah, I'm still shocked. I mean, I know the secrets. I know all the secrets.
You take care of me so well in Bahrain. One more time.
We've had some deep conversations about a lot of stuff that in the Navy they tell you not to have those conversations, right? Politics, religion, race. We've had those conversations, but I promised Captain Maxwell that I wouldn't embarrass him today. So we'll keep that for your retirement. So, if you want to hear some of those stories, well, you can see me afterward. I'll but seriously, in his, when he does his retirement, yeah, if you invite me, gloves are off. Gloves are off. We're gonna talk about some things. But today,
from the list right now.
yeah. So today, I want to talk about him as a shipmate, as a CEO, and just simply as a friend. In order to do that, I need to go back a bit to when him and I, how we first met back in 2017, out in the Kingdom of Bahrain. I was the newly selected senior enlisted leader, and he was the newly selected chief of staff for Combined Maritime Forces. Both of these positions, worked together for a British one-star admiral. That was unique in itself, because I can tell some stories about that as well. All right, so there was 31 different countries that we represented, and we all worked together in unison for one common goal, which was maritime security in the Middle East. So us both coming in being new, my wife and I, we got there first. So we took an active role to ensure that Carmel and Michael was going to be taken care of. Anything from how housing worked, to the best options for a vehicle, or just simply telling him my observations for how the command worked. These were only options, and if you know Captain Maxwell, he's good with hearing the options, not so good with taking those options on. And in these conversations, that we had with the Maxwells, it helped us get to know each other. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, in that option about where to live, he picked to live right next door to me as my neighbor. Literally the same complex, the same building. I could hear when he flushed the toilet. He's my neighbor. I'm like, whoa. All the options in the Kingdom of Bahrain, you picked option 1 that I gave you to live next to me. Oh well. So there it was. We were literally connected by the seams. My car wash guy was your car wash guy. My annoying landlord was now your annoying landlord. Remember that guy?
Yeah.
Okay. My jeweler became his jeweler. My suit guy, you took my suit guy, became his suit guy. You name it, we shared it. I could not shake this guy. We had to work together, and now we had to live. And in all seriousness, it was this setup that allowed us to build a lifelong bond and a friendship. It was this setup that helped my wife and I during the heavy rainy days when Micah and Carmel, volunteered to come over to our house when our house flooded. This was about 4 or 5 times out there in Bahrain. If you know Bahrain, when it rains pretty hard, and there was a lot of flooding, so they came over and helped push the water out of our kitchen and the living room. Oh, by the way, we wasn't there. We was on vacation in Seychelles, Sydney, Australia, you name a place. We always seem to get a phone call from Micah and Carmel. Hey, I just want to let you guys know your house is flooding. And we're over there now, we're going to push the water out. And I'm like, okay, thank you for pushing the water out, and if I have trash, please make sure that's out as well. I appreciate you. It was the carpooling to social events that allowed us to laugh and prepare for the next idiotic thing that occurred within CMF. And there was plenty of that. It was this setup that made it easier for Captain Maxwell to come down to my office and just unleash a full tantrum because our Pakistani partners just conspired to leverage more money and more fuel from the U.S. It was this setup that allowed me to go to his office and unleash discontent for the Canadians and the Aussies for backdooring the Commodore on an event that should not happen. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
Okay, that was interesting. All right, so these are the moments that we talk about together later on the weekend with our wives, and maybe with a beer or 2 or 3 or 4 or maybe even 5. I don't know. We just pulled out laugh about the week at work and some of the things that I talked about earlier about religion, politics, and to the point where I would look at Captain Maxwell as I was half asleep and the wives are just sitting there, and I would look at him and I said, hey buddy, you okay? And somehow or another, there was something looking like the Matrix with Captain Maxwell where he was just, I'm okay. And I said, okay buddy, time to get you home. So, it's one of the stories. All right, so as we forged together and we did what we need to do in CMF, we accomplished a lot, during our tenure. And this relationship and this setup helped us become friends and talk about a lot of good things as we moved on. See, I wanted to paint a picture of a solid leader, of a person. A lot of times you see a captain, an admiral, even a command master chief, especially all of you out in the audience, and you just sometimes don't know who he or she really is. But I got a great opportunity to know exactly who Micah Maxwell is and what he will do and continue to do for the Navy. So again, I wanted to paint that picture. This man has the fortitude and who's honored to do what he does day in and day out. See, Captain Maxwell may not ever tell any of you this, but being the CEO of USS Ohio is like a dream come true. He talked about this back in 1718 when we first met, when he was still a commander. Hoping to get selected for 06, did that, and then hoping to get selected for Major Command. And of course, he's done that. He always had a roadmap for success, whether it's for his family, Carmel and the boys, or for his Navy family, Ohio Blue. Coming to this boat, he knew that there would be some challenges. Shipyard period, C&O maintenance availability, or lack thereof, wardroom mentoring, chief's mess, navigating blue and gold crews, sailor misconduct and just simply complacency within the team. You name it, and he had to plan for it. But it was all of you from the mighty vessel Ohio Blue that held it together and kept this skipper afloat. If there is anything that he's learned from me, I hope it is to listen and trust your team. They will have your back, and if you have theirs. You all have accomplished so much without even knowing it. Soon you will embark on this new adventure that will take you to new depths. The core of the team will change slightly, but what has been instilled in you from Captain Maxwell will remain the foundation of what right looks like. I know for a fact he's proud of each and every one of you. He will miss this team and think about you often. You know, I worked with a lot of senior officers in my career, and I stay in touch with just about all of them, but not like I do with Micah Maxwell. We are probably complete opposites in thought processes, beliefs, you know, you name that, but that's what makes our friendship very unique. And neither of us take it personal. I wish him nothing but great success at his job. The next one he's going to, I think is up the street. Yeah, he's staying local. And I look forward to hanging out with him long into retirement, because I really do have some interesting stories to tell you all. I just can't say them right now. Hey, I want to give a warm welcome to Captain Eric Hunter and his lovely wife, Lovey. Nailed it. Hey, what a pleasure to meet you, and I wish you nothing but success on this upcoming tour as skipper of USS Ohio Blue. Remember to listen to your crew and take time to reflect on what right looks like. Shifting your rudder if needed is authorized. Good luck. Lastly, congratulations to Micah, Carmel, Henry, and of course Marco on a successful tour on Ohio. And for you, Carmel, you know, the spouse is always the backbone of any Navy family, and that doesn't, it's no different here with USS Ohio Blue and everything that you've done for the team, the family, and the friends. As you move on, I hope you continue to do those things, and we need you in our Navy, right? We need great spouses like you in our Navy to keep us grounded. And trust me, you keep Captain Micah Maxwell grounded. If you don't know that, oh wow, you don't know Captain Maxwell. Without the strong support of 20 plus years from Carmel, yeah, I don't think you would be up here. I really don't think you would be. So thank you. Let's give a round of applause to Carmel. Who I watched grow up a little bit. I mean, back in 17, when I was in about 6, 7 years, I remember I was real tiny, and now y'all really, really tall, almost catching up to me. You know, being over there in Brunson and Bahrain, yeah, traveling the world is just a far-fetched now being here in the Pac Northwest. So thank you again for your sacrifice and everything that you're going to do. And I'm proud and I'm happy and excited to see you in a Navy uniform. And I know your brother soon will be in the Navy. Come talk to me. Everyone's a recruiter, so those two are mine. I'm going to make my quota. Hey, as the Maxwell family gets ready to embark on a new adventure, I want to reflect on all that you have accomplished as the CEO and collectively as a family. You all will be missed by the crew and their families. You didn't need to change who you are in order to change the course and speed you needed the team to go. Be proud of this moment and know that you did what was needed to be done to keep your team safe and successful. Thank you and good luck.
Commodore Klein will now present Captain Maxwell his End of Tour Award. Attention to award. The President of the United States takes pleasure in presenting the Legion of Merit, Gold Star in lieu of Second Award, to Captain Micah D. Maxwell, United States Navy, for service as set forth in the following citation. For exceptionally meritorious conduct in the performance and outstanding service as Commanding Officer, USS Ohio Blue, from February 2022 to January 2024. Captain Maxwell consistently performed his demanding duties in an exemplary and highly professional manner. Applying inspirational leadership and superior judgment, he led Ohio through an arduous shipyard availability. His extensive operational experience, insight, and keen understanding of submarine operations greatly maximized the ship's ability to excel, significantly increasing morale among the crew. He led the way in reviving the ship's warfighting culture through his brilliance on the basic strategy, which revitalized multiple struggling ships programs and built them into self-sustaining. With his support, the crew continued to seek external experts to raise the standards further aboard and develop a culture focusing on enhancing their knowledge. Significantly improving every measurable area of people-centered metrics compiled by his type commander, he was instrumental in successfully bringing both crews of Ohio together with Puget Sound Naval Shipyard in a synergistic team. By his superior leadership, commendable innovation, and inspiring dedication to duty, Captain Maxwell reflected great credit upon himself and upheld the highest traditions of United States naval service. For the President, S.J. Paparo, Admiral, U.S. Navy, Commander, U.S. Pacific Fleet. Ohio, take seats. Captain Maxwell, on behalf of the crew, please accept these small tokens commemorating your time on board. From the Chief's quarters. From the wardroom. From the chief of the boat and I.
All right. I know if we need a picture of this one. It won't be around long.
Ladies and gentlemen, Captain Micah D. Maxwell, Commanding Officer, USS Ohio.
All right. Good morning and aloha. Aloha. All right. Thank you, Admiral Tilbrook, for coming today. I'd also like to thank Margaret Benning, Mr. DeHaven, all the other captains, commanders, commanding officers, major commanders. Thank you so much for coming out this morning to support this event for my crew. As much as I'm the one up here talking and receiving awards and whatnot, none of what I do here would be possible without the support from all of my sailors, and I really appreciate that support, and it means everything to me. I also see members from the Puget Sound Naval Shipyard team here. Thanks, Dustin, Josh, Allison, for coming out. I really appreciate it. It is a team sport down there. We always have our friction points, but getting that work done requires a full and complete team, and I think over the last couple of years we've really had some successes working together and overcoming those friction points. So I appreciate it and thank you for that and for everything that you do. I need to thank the band and the Sea Cadets for the color guard. They did a great job. And then lastly, thanks, chaps, for the invocation. I really appreciate that. Lastly, I need to thank Master Chief Compton and his wife Chandra for coming here, taking the time and the effort to come here. He knows me well, perhaps too well, but I'm very thankful that he took the time to come here. And it really was that thing that my family needed when we moved to Bahrain, to be welcomed and to be greeted and to be helped by Latif and his wife Chandra. We moved literally half a world away. Bahrain is 12 time zones away from Hawaii. And especially for my sons who had only lived in Hawaii to that point in their life, it was a big adjustment for us. And they really stepped in on the personal side of things, not just the professional side of things, to help us out. And that's pretty unbelievable. He's got stories about me, but I remember this vacuum cleaner that he couldn't manage to get. I figured it wouldn't be too hard for a Master Chief to get a vacuum cleaner so that our staff could clean out their office, but I said, hey, can we get a vacuum cleaner? I'm on it, boss, I'll get you a vacuum cleaner. And then, A couple weeks later, no vacuum cleaner. A couple weeks later, no vacuum cleaner. A couple weeks later, still no vacuum cleaner. Sound familiar, Chief Wynn? So, in the end, we got our vacuum cleaner, just like we got the money to fund our partners. And you know, I could not have done any of the things that I did at CMF without Latif's support, because while I think I was pretty good at managing the technical side of it and figuring out what we had to do to like meet the procedural steps in order to get things done, there was no one better than Master Chief at lining up 31 different countries worth of allies and partners and getting them to agree on a course forward. All I had to do was kind of like go execute all the, you know, he's like, okay, we all said we're going to do it. Now you just got to go get us some money and a truck and a bus to take us there. And like, I was like, okay, I can do those things. So yeah, he's an amazing man, and I'm really proud that he came out to help with us today. So while I was working on this speech, I was trying to think about like how I got here, and I thought back to 2017. You know, I got relieved as the CO of USS Buffalo, turned that over to Captain Paul Lee to finish her decommissioning, and that had been the goal for so long, to be the commanding officer of a submarine, that it was that day I turned to Carmel and I said, I'm not really sure what I have to do in the Navy anymore. Like, I'm not, you know, I kind of achieved what I wanted to achieve, and I thought maybe that was going to be the last thing for me. And then we moved to Bahrain, and while I was there, I found out that I was going to get the opportunity to lead submariners again. So, you know, I got selected for Major Command, and that was it. That's all it took, was that option, that opportunity to come back and lead phenomenal sailors like the ones you see here, my crew, the Ohio Blue. Sailors who, you know, work hard every single day, who dedicate themselves to getting the job done. And I know submariners are the best, and so, you know, that's all it took for me to agree to come back and do this some more. I am really so proud of you all. I just can't say that enough. I'm also so proud of how you took my command philosophy and ran with it. You know, we made integrity our bedrock. We treated everybody like family. You know, we focused on learning our job, on becoming an expert, and we really did really good on training our relief. So I appreciate all of you for that. At this point in a typical change of command speech, I should regale you with, you know, stories about voyages and, you know, exotic ports and harrowing near-miss escapes and hijinks all around the world. But I hate to disappoint you. I have none of that, unless you count the underway from Dry Dock 2 to Pier 5. That is my one and only day underway on the Ohio, but I will cherish that. For my whole life, because at some points it looked like I might complete my whole tour with the boat on the blocks, and so even just that one day was amazing. I was at sea with all of you, and it was glorious, even if it was on tug power, not nuclear power. But I at least got that one. So instead of all these fairy tales about how the fish was that big, you know, I'm going to talk about my crew. And so I'm so proud of Ohio sailors. We faced adversity. You know, the shipyard is not a natural place for a submarine to be. I like to say that submarines are like sharks. We have to keep moving to stay alive. You know, if we come to a standstill in the middle of the ocean, we're either going up or we're going down. You're very rarely going to stay exactly where you're at. And many crews come into the shipyard and they fragment apart, they fall apart, and you know, I'm really proud of all of you because we did the opposite. We came closer together as a team. We made a strong team with our shipyard friends, as I talked about before. And you know, it's on the strength of sailors like Petty Officer Smith, Rogers, Frazier, Charles, Harper, Clemens, and all the others that you can read in your program. We learned to respect each other, to trust each other. We leaned on each other when things were hard. Even though it was tough working hand in hand with the Gold Crew, you know, we did it. We came through it, and we made it work. And we overcame all setbacks and obstacles that were placed in our way. We pushed and grinded to achieve our goals. You know, thanks to some more sailors like Johns, Lanning, Hobday, Urias, Jordan, Rosas, Parker, Bell, Prophet, Davis. You know, we completed uncountable hours of corrective and preventative maintenance and work controls with support of Mr. Gatlin, Ms. Witt, Mr. Nielsen, Commander Cook, you know, and many others from the project, from the Puget Sound Naval Shipyard team. We completed complex and intricate repairs that are required to get Ohio back to sea and back on mission. And I know there's more that need to be done, but you know, I trust all of you guys will get it done. I know you will get it done, and I'm so proud of you for that. So soon you all will make it back out to sea, and you'll get your chance for harrowing adventures, exotic ports of call, hijinks, and all of that stuff. And I really look forward to hearing about those tales from my new vantage point. You know, I have to leave you here, but I'm positive that with the leadership of Captain Hunter, the help of the project team, squadron, and through your own hard work and dedication, that you'll reach the goal, and I really look forward to hearing about that. Ohio has had great support, and I need to recognize some volunteers who support our crew and families, even though they don't receive any compensation for their time. And so first I'd like to thank Mary Rosas, our ombudsman. Unfortunately, she was ill today, so she couldn't be here, but I'll give the lei to her husband. Hopefully you can take that home for her. Thanks, Petty Officer Rosas, for all the support that Mary has provided to the crew. You know, I really think that, and without her help, you know, we wouldn't have been as successful. Next, I'd like to thank the FRG board members. I see Ms. Snipes is here. Thank you for coming. They're newly elected FRG board, and I really am so grateful for you all stepping up to support the families and provide that much needed support and get that organization ready to go before the ship heads out to sea. So please, round of applause for the ombudsman and the FRG. All right, I can't leave the stage today without thanking those that have supported me and mentored me and helped me grow along the way. And unfortunately, if I tried to name every single one of them, you know, we wouldn't get out of here today. So if I miss somebody, I have to beg your forgiveness. But I just wanted to name some of the key individuals in my life: Master Chief Cozy, Captain Carpenter, now Admiral Kavanaugh, my Nav Fisher, Rife, Steck, Purvis, Jensen, Spears, Spracklin, Cummings, Habler, Dolan, Maloney, Figgs, Parsons, Robertson, Waters, Mac Carullo, Delaga, Ronska, Montalvo, Desai, Zaycott, Rognus, Kaiser, Hinkle, Reed, Dayton, Compton, and so many more. As I said, if I forgot your name, I sincerely apologize. To get Ensign Maxwell to where I am today was truly a Herculean lift, and it took all of these people to make that happen. So my mother and father-in-law, they couldn't be here today, but I want to mention the strength and support they have provided my family over the years, and you know, their own Navy tradition, of course, also for raising such a beautiful and capable woman. Also, I'd like to thank Dr. G and Kathy, Carmel's sister, for coming to support me and my family. Kathy, I know Carmel really appreciates your help hosting all these events for our friends and family, and you know, you provide a lot of help and help with the nerves for her as well. To my best friend Scott, thanks for coming all this way out here. You know, you tell me that I do cool things in the Navy, but I never built a race-winning engine for Cadillac. I never took a NASCAR to Le Mans and kind of shocked the world with that. The things you do are amazing, and I'm so proud to call you brother, to call you friend for the last 30 years. I just wish that Kim and McLaren could have made it out here, but yeah, thank you so much for coming to the events over the years. You've been here at so many. Thank you. To my extended family, thank you for coming. Each of you has shaped me in important ways. Thank you for supporting me along the way. And you know, Dave, I'll never forget you letting me borrow your Corvette on formal night all those years ago in high school. I don't know what possessed you to allow me to do that, but it was a hell of a lot of fun. Somewhere looking down on me, I know there's a very proud grandpa and grandma. They both have passed at different times in my life, and I just wanted to mention them because no two people have ever made such a great impact on my life, and my grandfather is still the greatest person that I ever met. To my parents, thank you for pushing me Thank you for picking me up when I fell and sacrificing so much of your time to help me be the man that I am today. I live every day trying to support my children as you supported me. Thank you so much. To my sons, I am so proud of the young men you are becoming. High school is hard, but I'm not going to miss this opportunity to pat myself on the back for letting you start and finish high school at the same place. As you grow ever closer to getting taller than me, I can't help but think about all the times you made do without me there and how well you have handled it. You're both so smart and incredibly talented. I can't wait to see all that you will achieve in the future. That being said, there's only one reason why you have fared so well without me, and her name is Carmel, and she's a superhero. Carmel, you're a superhero and my secret weapon. I have never deserved how well you take care of me, nor have I ever not been in awe of your love and kindness. You have faced everything in our Navy journey with a smile, a sense of adventure, or at least knowing confidence. You've pushed me to be better, reminded me of what we stand for, and you've been unending in your support. You've supported every sailor I've worked with as if they're a member of our family, and I couldn't be prouder of you. I've loved you for close to 30 years, and I'll never stop. Thank you so much for loving me back. It's been a pleasure serving with all of you on Ohio. I'm not going far, so if you ever need me, just ask. I will not forget. I will never forget. We are family.
Ohio, attention. Captain Maxwell will now read his orders.
From Commander Navy Personnel Command to Captain Micah D. Maxwell. Bupper's Orders, 1999-726. When directed by Reporting Senior Detached Commanding Officer, USS Ohio Blue, and report as the Chief of Staff of Commander Submarine Group 9 in Naval Base Kitsap Bank.
Ladies and gentlemen, Captain Eric Hunter, Prospective Commanding Officer, USS Ohio Blue, will now read his orders.
From Commander, Navy Personnel Command to Captain Eric Hunter, Bupper's Order 1983, when directed by Reporting Senior, detached from Commander Undersea Warfare Forces Pacific Fleet, Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, and report to USS Ohio Blue for duty. Upon arrival, relieve as Commanding Officer. Sir, I'm ready to relieve you.
I'm ready to be relieved.
I relieve you.
I stand relieved. Commodore, I report having been relieved as Ohio Blue by Captain Hunter.
Very well. Commodore, I've relieved Captain Maxwell, Commanding Officer, USS Ohio Blue. Very well.
Ohio, take seats. Ladies and gentlemen, Captain Eric Hunter, Commanding Officer, USS Ohio Blue.
Awesome. Good morning, Admiral Tilbrook, Commodores, fellow Major Commanders and Commanding Officers, Mr. DeHaven, family and friends, thank you so much. So many great faces in the crowd today, and it warms my heart. I appreciate you being here. Steve, thank you. Maria, coming from San Francisco, greatly appreciate it. It's wonderful today. Thank you to several members of my parish church that are here today. It's great to see you. It means a lot to me. Thank you for love, support, and prayers. Captain Turk, I see you, sir. It's good to see you. By the way, my keys are in my pocket. You will not be able to remove my card without my knowledge, as you've done so many times before. Once upon a time, we worked together at Squadron 17, and his magnum opus was parking my car in Admiral Tilbrook's spot. He thought it was hilarious, and not today, Joe, all right? So thank you for being here, seriously. It's wonderful to see you. Special thank you to David Hake. A great friend of mine, came in from Florida, good childhood friend coming up from Georgia. Again, a fellow brother-in-arms, Marine Corps pilot. Appreciate having you here. Thank you for coming, all right? Now, another notable guest in attendance I have to acknowledge, and that's retired Captain Andy Hale, former commanding officer of USS Ohio Gold, that took Ohio in the first operational deployment in the 2007-2008 timeframe. But more importantly, at least in my opinion, Captain Hale was my first commanding officer on USS Santa Fe and is the man that qualified me as a submarine warfare officer. Now, we haven't stayed in close contact over the years. In fact, it's been over a decade since we ran into each other face-to-face at the Bangor Gym. And, you know, I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure there had to be some aspect of him that was shocked that I was relieving the day as commanding officer on Ohio. Now, I say that because I know for you, qualifying as a junior officer, I challenge every bit of his leadership, mentorship skills for sure, and absolutely his patience. All right, to drive this point home, Captain Hale liked to give the wardroom officers a call sign, kind of like the aviators do, and then have them put on our coffee mug to hang in the wardroom. Well, my nickname was Nothing's Easy. All right, so that should give you an idea of kind of how my first half of my jail tour went. Okay? Some might have called me a stubbornly slow learner. I prefer a late bloomer. Right? But in all fairness, I was certainly challenged by his high standards for qualification. And I still remember spending time with him in his stateroom, one-on-one, getting training that I needed to make me a more effective submarine warfare officer. But here's the point of all that. He did it. All right, he did that. He put the time into me and cared about my success as a young officer. And as a testament to his dedication, I stand here today, ready to take the baton happily, eager to carry this race on and keep fighting the good fight. And I think that sir learned a lot from you. Thank you for being here today. All right, Captain Maxwell, thank you for a smooth turnover. I appreciate your precious time and thorough discussions that were certainly aimed at our smooth, seamless transition and change of command. Particularly notable, you've done this while serving simultaneously as both the Blue and Gold Crew commanding officers right now. So your plate's been full, and I'm impressed with how you've handled that. So thank you. Also, and thank you for turning over a great crew. They are men and women who are eager to serve at the pointy end of the spear west of the international date line. And my interviews have made that come clear for the folks I've talked to. They want it. They've earned it. They're ready to go, all right? And they're a true reflection of your zeal for naval service and infection standards. All right, for everyone here, I'm well aware of the awesome responsibility that I have to lead these men and women. I appreciate the trust instilled in me by the submarine force and the Commodore. And I'm humbled to be in the company of so many dedicated sailors and officers and the people that support us. To the crew of Ohio Blue, I am honored, truly honored, now to be a part of the Ohio legacy. There is a real wow factor with this ship. From 1981 to present, Ohio has been a strategic and geopolitically influential force for good, both as the first ballistic missile submarine of her class and as the first guided missile submarine. As the ship seal says, Semper Primus, always first. I'm thrilled to walk in the footsteps of Captain Hale and so many other great crew members that have served on this ship. Crew, our proximate and most pressing mission is to fight our way out of the shipyard and into theater, to meet the needs of the combatant commander, and to again provide the true influence in that stead. Now, this is key. We need to remember this. Ohio's presence commands the attention of our adversaries. There is no doubt about this. And in recognition of the tough road ahead of us, I need each and every one of you to remember that as we diligently work to deliver Ohio back to forward deployed operations and to dedicate ourselves to sharpening our warfighting and submarine skills so as to arrive in theater as a credible and lethal submarine crew. To the families of Ohio Blue, I thank you for your sacrifice and support. Collectively, both sailors and families, what you all do matters. It matters to our great nation, and it matters to me. I will strive to maintain your trust and confidence as your commanding officer. Now, my family, Mom and Dad, thank you for being here today. Coming in all the way from Georgia, and you may have noticed that from my accent. You have been there for us throughout my entire career. And again, you've remained a part of us. And you've certainly come to us more than we come to you. And for that, I greatly appreciate that. And at the end of the day, I may be 47, but I'm still that little boy that wants to make you proud. All right? I love you very much. To my children, Kainoa, Kehelani, and Kekoa, aloha, and I love you. Yes, they do have Hawaiian blood in them. Lovey is from Hawaii, but my genes are stronger. There you go. Hey, thank you for being great kids. You guys love me. No matter the days that I struggle to transition from Captain Hunter running at 3,600 RPM to just dad when I come home. You guys are, and I'd like to tell you it's going to be different this time. Don't hold your breath. All right? All joking aside, you're great people, and I love you very much. I'm proud of you. All right, love you. Hey, without your love and support, I would never reach this point in my career, and certainly while not remaining happily married and with 3 great kids. I know that I've asked a tremendous amount from you over the last 20 years, and yet you still lovingly give all that you have to our family, even to the point that it feels overwhelming at times, but you've done it well. Thank you for supporting our family's continued commitment to naval service, and more importantly, to our great nation. I simply couldn't have lived this life this well without your companionship. Again, thank you all for coming here today. Semper Primus, always first. Thank you.
Ohio, attention. Yes, please rise for the benediction and remain standing for the departure of the official party.
Let us pray. Almighty and everlasting God, protector of all those who put their trust in you, hear our prayer on behalf of all who sail beneath the sea. Keep in your sustaining care all who are in submarines, that they may be delivered from the hidden dangers of the deep. Grant them courage and devotion to duty, that they may better serve in their vocation to which they've been called. Bless and sustain their loved ones from whom they are separated. Fill them with your Spirit, that they may be sure in their reckonings, unwavering in dedication, high in purpose, and to uphold always the honor of their nation. Amen.
Bosun, post aside, boys.
Which side was that? Side was cover. 2, left or right, face.
Subron 19, departing. Ohio Gold, departing. Ohio Blue, departing. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our change of command ceremony. We ask that you remain in your seats until the special guests of the official party have departed. Captain Hunter and Captain Maxwell cordially invite you to stay for refreshments in the entrance to the museum. Thank you for your attendance.